There's no such thing as pure originality. In order to make something new, we so often have to look back. Here at the Bristol Robotics Laboratory based at UE, teenagers are being asked to design a futuristic robot based on animals.
Robots vs Animals is an educational project to demonstrate that engineering is a really creative, exciting profession. And a lot of the robotics here at the Bristol Robotics Laboratory actually take inspiration from nature. We thought that'd be a fantastic idea for a competition and a project to show that engineering is really creative and can take inspiration from so many different things like animals in nature.
Robotics taking inspiration from nature. It all sounds a bit far-fetched. So Bristol Zoo have teamed up with the RBL to make robotics more accessible.
Sometimes the robot scientists don't really have the skills to communicate to a different audience. They're used to talking their own little special language about what they do. And this project is all about helping them to communicate with a wider audience, including children, but also the general public about the work that they do. And so the link with Bristol Zoo helps them do that, because we have an education department here and a really vibrant education programme. And we already reach thousands of schools. And so we're going to bring those schools, some of those schools in, with the idea of helping them understand how nature and the robot science is linked. And it's a science called biomimetics, which is like robots and technology inspired by nature. So we have the animals here and they have the robots, and it's just making the link between them, really.
Science already takes inspiration from nature in many different forms.
This is Slinky, and he is a Indonesian skink, blue-tongued skink. You can see his blue tongue flicking out of there. And I suppose the reason why we might be using him in a class is really to do with evolution. So what we want to be teaching the students when they come to our classes is all about the processes that robots have to go through to come up with a design, really. It's like an evolution of the first idea, being fine-tuned, understanding the challenges that are involved with developing something new, and then really fine-tuning it. And the reason I want to really mention him is because he's a sort of evolutionary halfway house, and he is a lizard, and he's got this long body. But in proportion to his body and the size and the sort of chunkiness of his body, he's got these really tiny legs. So he's a lizard on his way to being a snake. So he sort of demonstrates how nature actually fine-tunes animals' bodies to do the job that they're best designed to do. So, you know, maybe come back in a few million years and skinks like him won't have any legs.
Some of the robots that will be used in the sessions are called microbial fuel cells, cells that are able to break down waste products and take energy from them. These cockroaches are examples of detritivores. They use waste materials from nature, usually plants, and take energy from them. The way that they take energy has inspired a whole generation of fuel cells. And there are more examples too. What could this rat inspire apart from a messy floor? Well, back at the lab, and these little fellows are using rat-like whiskers as sensors.
Well, we launched the competition on Monday as part of tomorrow's Engineers Week. We've not had any entries yet. We're heading towards the Bristol Festival of Nature in 2015. That's when the competition closes, and that's when we'll exhibit all our entries. And so tomorrow's Engineers Week is about encouraging more young people into engineering. We've got no plans to take them on into production as yet, but that's the amazing thing about engineering. We've got so many links here from the Bristol Robotics Laboratory to industry, to start-up companies that really, who knows, once some of these ideas come out, you never know, some of them may get out there, we may see them in the future.
I'm Tom at the Bristol Robotics Laboratory for Made in Bristol TV.